I would like to have a word with whoever thought it was a good idea to have computer science students wake up before 8 a.m. to go to college classes. What is wrong with you? So this semester I had an 8 a.m. class pretty much every day of the semester except for maybe a dozen. And yeah, it wasn't fun. Throwing the fact that these classes were pretty difficult and assigned a lot of homework, and when I tell you I didn't get enough sleep, I probably got an average of less than 6 hours a day. So yeah, it was not a fun semester at school. The classes themselves were okay. It was a mixed bag. Ooh, and a buried treasure map. And I'll take these two. One of them it was like a sciencey class, and like it was fine, but it was weighted too heavily on exams. Like I did really well in like the classwork and stuff like that, but the exams were like written really weirdly, and if you got one question wrong, it was like super punishing towards your grade. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ow! Okay, so I got that guy. But first of all, there's this other guy. And second of all, I took 2 hearts of damage off of him, and the way this world works is I turned off natural regeneration. So I can't eat to regenerate. I need to get like a regeneration potion or something. I don't know how long this world's gonna last. If you don't know, buried treasure generates at 9/9 in a chunk. No, 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 no. Oh, I'm so stupid. We're not even 5 minutes in, I've already taken 4 hearts of damage. This is gonna be rough. The second class was alright. It was actually pretty interesting, but it relied on me knowing stuff from a class that I actually tested out of. So when I got in there on the first day, professor was talking about like all sorts of stuff that I didn't know that everyone was supposed to know, and like that sort of threw me off. And then the professor, who was really nice, but she would often like go pretty fast and change the subject a lot. But yeah, it was still a pretty interesting class for the most part. We're gonna skip stone pick, we're gonna skip wood pick, and we already have a shield. And a bucket. Third class, I actually had pretty high expectations for, because the professor was pretty well received, and I actually knew a lot of the stuff going into it. It was not a fun class either. It was sort of like a tech class, and I mean, I'm a computer science major, and I already know a lot of stuff about like coding languages and websites and technology like that. He was not the best professor, I'll tell you. He definitely preferred to do things his own way, and that came to the detriment of everyone else in the class. One of the other classes I had was actually a computer science class, so it was for my major, and it was absolutely the most difficult class I've ever taken, like without a doubt. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. No, 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 no. I need to run. I didn't know those skeletons gave you weakness. I thought it was hunger. Village. I'll take it. Oh god, what is that? That's a zombie and a skeleton riding a camel? Whose idea was that? There's another one. Okay. Um. Uh-oh, it sees me. It sees me. It sees me. This is so scary. Normally I'd be fine, but I'm on 2.5 hearts and I can't regenerate. It's still chasing me. No. Oh. That was a good world too. Uh. Take two. This seed looks calmer. Anyway, I should really get back to like the actual classes because that's the whole point of this. This other class, it was for my major and it was really difficult, and it was also one of the 8 a.m. classes, which made it so much worse because something I experimented with was waiting until after my first class to have breakfast, which I don't know if that was a good idea, but it let me have another like half hour of sleep, so it might have been worth it. This class is the most difficult this semester, which is really weird because it's actually the class I did the best in. I have a feeling my grade got weighed up because when I took the final, I did the math and it was supposed to be impossible for me to get an A in the class. And I ended up getting an A. There's a shipwreck over here. But yeah, it was just a really confusing and weirdly set up class. It wasn't that interesting, actually. And I didn't really know too much of it going in, so that all just made it really difficult to take. This is the loot chest, right? Yeah. I don't know why I'm taking poisonous potatoes. I might need them. They did an update about that, right? I didn't actually play that one too much, so I might look into that for another video. Speaking of other videos, I released a disaster of a video last week. It was like 41 minutes long. It was not engaging at all. The thing is, I started recording it back in January, and that was like at the start of the semester. And then this semester hit and everything got super busy, and it was supposed to be released like months ago. But I was just so busy with classes and homework that I couldn't actually get it out on time, which sucks because I didn't have any other videos on the channel. And at the end of it all, I was just like, I'm so done with this. And you can see it in the video. Like I skipped like a whole hour and a half portion of the video because it was just such a tedious process, and it was my first ever video, so I didn't know how to edit it. I didn't know what to keep in and what to like leave out. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing I've ever made. The average view duration was like 2 minutes on a 41-minute video, which is like 1% of the way through. I like this biome. There's cool mountains. I might make the house here. There's a cherry. Ooh, and a meadow. Ooh, I like cherry biomes. They're cool. Yesterday I was actually testing out my recording software for this, and I found this really cool village in a cherry biome. It was right next to a mountain biome. It looked super cool. I was just like, that must be really nice to live in if it was in real life. Wait a minute, there's a village here! Huh. This could be useful. There's also a monument over there. Manage to get down without taking fall damage, always good. Okay, something I hate about the latest updates with like the new terrain, like there's no way for villagers to get from here to here. It's like all of these villages get super broken up. Like there's a Fletcher house up there. But how are you supposed to get down here? And like technically part of this is a river biome. So like you'd think they make a bridge or something. That's something they gotta fix. What is this guy doing? Where are you going? He's going for a little swim. There's also a quick way to get regen, which is making suspicious stew with oxeye daisies. The thing is, I'd need mushrooms and like preferably a flower forest in order to get that. And there's another ruin portal over here. This could be a really good spot to make a base, actually, because like there's the cherry biome up there, and there's the village right here, this river over here, and there's a mountain, which is always helpful. You want to make like snow or ice, you can pretty easily get that. Sun is going down. I have a buried treasure map I didn't even check, but I'm gonna end it here. I don't know how to end these things. I think like I'm supposed to say subscribe. You have to get like the algorithm to like you, as I've learned when the algorithm recommended me for 48 hours. And I got a whole 2 subscribers. I want to shout those people out. 2 people click the subscribe button. And then a third person click the subscribe button and then hit unsubscribe, which is funny. Anyway, yeah, if you want to watch the 41-minute video that people didn't watch, then I'll put it on screen there. And otherwise, Yeah, bye.